Okay. Regardless, you guys head to the north then. Like the desert heat is hot and stuff like that, and it's the heat is hot. That's a great tautology. I love tautologies. But it is quite a sluggish like walk. But you're getting kind of used to the heat. You've been walking through the desert for a couple of days. You're now you are growing used to it. After maybe an hour and a half of walking north, because remember the goblins rode in on a dire hyena. So after like an hour and a half of walking, you guys do see like something in the horizon. Like it's like there's a lot of kind of tent poking out the ground. A lot of them have just like collapsed. There's a lot of like sheet. There's a couple of campfires that don't look like they've been used at all. Like sand is starting to like fall over it and stuff like that. But in the center, there's like a couple of tents that do look more inhabited, and a fireplace that does look like it has been used recently.
Okay. I guess first thing is to check out through the tents and things.
Okay. You guys just gonna poke around.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Give me Ollie, I'll give me a perception, I guess. Just do me some loot. Okay.
Perception.
That is fantastic. Oh wait, we got one more. Give me a second.
3 over 20. Is he gonna crit fail?
I would love it if he does. Like Sandstorm just in the vicinity of Junior gets in his eyes. Where's perception? He hates sand. It gets everywhere. What did I get? Everyone over 20. Wow. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to reward the party for that. God damn it.
Gimme.
Okay. So as you guys are looking around, in the main tent, you find something of interest. But before we discuss that, maybe like who got the highest? Blight got the highest. Like he spots something and he's kind of like, guys, what do you think of this? And you all stand around and you're like, this sand has definitely been moved. I think there might be something buried here. So you pull out, like, you find maybe like something like a couple of sticks, even just like of old tents, and start like shoveling the sand aside, and eventually like you get a bonk sound as you hit something under the sand.
Buried treasure.
Yeah, it's buried treasure. Like this is pretty much like the goblin party would probably bury their shit under the sand and then come back, collect it on the way. So they're not like carrying all their loot around with them when doing whatever they're doing in the desert. So as you open it up, there's a lot of like knickknacks in here. Like maybe a couple, like most of it is just shiny. It's just things that are shiny, But for certain, like there's stuff like a couple of metal plates that might be of value to a blacksmith. Maybe a nice looking sword that not a sword, no swords, because they'll probably, if they got weaponry, they'd probably use it. But a nice necklace maybe with a gemstone in it. Okay. Pretty much, you can get, let's say, 4 party members. Let's say 80 gold worth of stuff just off like a goblin party raiding desert towns.
So how far away is this from the town that we started in?
An hour, like Olar, or an hour and a half north.
All right, so maybe worth going and just telling Piper and Hawkins, hey, here's your first job. Come get all this loot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could do that for sure. But
maybe, but then it's all of their stuff which was stolen.
Yeah.
Good point.
You guys don't like. While Piper and Hawkins are friendly, like they like you guys, you don't know where they lie on the morality scale right now. You guys are criminals. You guys are perfectly okay with taking this loot and going.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
But especially considering it's theirs.
Yeah, if you guys hunt this down, if you guys just
I don't suppose we can tell if any of it might have belonged to Piper or Hawkins through any means. Like,
you don't know them well enough,
Okay.
Like beyond finding something with the words Piper and Hawkins on it, you're not going to.
Is there anything with words Piper
and Hawkins on it? They're not the brightest tools in the box, but they're not going to sign everything that belongs to them.
Why not?
Because they're not morons.
I think it might be a case of telling those two, "Oh, we'll meet you."
We'll meet you. Tom froze.
Oh, bollocks! Am I back?
We'll meet you
He's
where?
back.
Yeah, I
Meet you where?
think just say to them, "We'll meet you at this address in a few days. Have some time to say your goodbyes and stuff. You won't see your families for a long time."
Well,
And then
Whoa.
probably
that depends. They'll probably want to talk to you about stuff like going back. Like pretty much, you'll probably know this sort of thing, but you're paying them 25 gold per month.
Yeah.
And these guys are not adventurers. You guys need to maintain gear. You need to maintain your inn. They're not going to be able to spend through 25 gold per month. So
Right.
a lot of the money that you're paying them is probably going to be going back home.
Yeah.
To improve the soil around here, to do all sorts of things to this area.
Yeah.
What a 25 gold per month salary probably actually means that Olar might become a functioning town. In a couple of months, Olar will be able to afford things like some trading stuff.
So wait,
yeah.
we've got our first minion layer.
Maybe
we
but
could just eventually just move the bar to this town.
franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it is a case of if you're going to invest money in a town, like this, you're going to do something like that. Hiring people from around the world will boost like reputations. You'll get contacts in town places. It does work. So yeah, like you've got your loot. You might probably think to yourselves you might want to bury it again and come back for it. Or maybe just like move it somewhere or if you're going to take it back to town, take it back to town because it's like a hefty wooden box full of stuff. It's going to take a bit of like lugging to get it around.
Yeah,
it's cumbersome to say the least.
Mhm.
Anyway, the last thing is the main tent. So the main tent has been lived in. There's like dirty clothes in the corner, like. There's bloodstained rags, a lot of them, probably from the people killed from Olar. But of interest is there's a small crate in the corner, and on top of the crate is a wooden box, because I love me some wooden boxes.
Are we allowed to open this one?
I
Or-
was going to tell you about something about the box. Oh my god. When you lift it, it's ticking.
What's that mysterious ticking noise?
Okay. It is the world's most obvious booby trap that you have just discovered.
Okay.
If any of
I
you
want
want
to open it.
you just want to open the box straight off the bat.
Wait, can we get Craig to shoot it?
Who has good disable device?
I have +2.
Right,
It's not bad.
I'm on 4.
Okay.
I'm not trained in it.
Well, I guess the rest of us should leave if this is our plan.
If you guys want to look at the box, you can. If you want to if you want to look at the type of trap, that sort of thing, you can see if you can figure out some stuff about it on use device. Use magic. I can't remember if it's use magical device. I've got Craig's character sheet somewhere. Where's the...
Well, yeah. Is it magic or not? Would be the first question.
It is nothing magical, probably. If
So
someone...
in which case, we wouldn't need to use magic device.
Yeah.
It's not magic.
I'm trying to remember what there's not a spot trap, is there? Okay. If people
I guess it
want
would
to
just be perception again.
Yeah, if you want to look at perception, they can. Everyone wants to do me a perception check, they can look at the lock, listen to the ticking, see if they can figure out what it is. So far, okay.
What
Tom-
about Craig?
Oh yeah.
Does he not get to look at this?
Let's see if he's a genius. Let's see if he knows every type of trap ever known to man. Perception. There it is. What up? I
Thank
joke
you, Craig.
when Craig told me that Junior wasn't going to be here and I was going to be taking control of him, I said we might actually pass something with him for once. I'm joking, but okay. Junior looks at the box. He's like, I recognize this. This is very common. It's not dangerous at all. In fact, it's the only thing that this will damage is what's in the box. It's a failsafe. It's it's a corrosive failsafe that will if too much pressure is put on the lock, it will detonate. So pretty much Junior explains how it works, stuff like that. It's designed so that if it recognizes lockpicking, it's still pickable. It's designed to release a liquid that will destroy what's inside.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's probably something like notes on the Oasis or something. Something that's going to be like useful to us anyway. But yeah.
So what's Craig's disabled device?
Yeah, what's his plus on that?
3, but he's untrained in it, so he can't use it.
Right. Okay. I guess it's me, if anyone. Then.
I think so.
Oh boy.
Here we go. Yeah, that's in. You
Oh goody.
You look at it and go like maybe it's like a little bit of a hint. Like once you, it's a very common type of detonator. This,
Yeah.
This corrosive thing is used very commonly. They're cheap to buy and they're easy to employ, install in boxes and stuff like that. So the second Junior's like, oh, it's one of these, you're like, oh, hey, I know what I'm doing. Just walk in, just click. Hey.
Okay, cool. Are the trap components still there?
Yes.
I'm taking those.
Okay. Yeah.
What do I get?
It's a rigging. It's like a rigging that you would attach to a lock in a box this size. It's designed for this box, but it's pretty much you just take it off. The rigging consists of some metal wire, some metal beams, pretty much, and it's you attach a corrosive vial to the lock, pretty much, and if the lock is if you insert something wrongly into the lock, and melts it.
Yeah.
Like half a vial of acid, pretty much. But it would not do that much damage if you threw it in someone's eyes or whatever. But it would burn a piece of paper pretty easily.
Yeah, that's cool.
Speaking of bits of paper, inside there's a note.
Yeah.
On this, now we're going to talk quickly about the world that we're in, just time. So we are in a we are in pretty much a sort of Renaissance period world. So that's kind of just the time period we're in, we got guns and stuff like that, which also means that there are printing presses. However, the printing press would mostly be owned by governments and churches, big figures. And the reason we're mentioning the printing press right now is because the piece of paper inside it is printed. It's but we'll talk about that, what's on the piece of paper, in just a second, because I think I've got something else on top of the world. Yeah. Pretty much the printing press has been created, but it's very uncommon. But a lot of printed documents are still distributed because I've got this idea in my head. There's the Mages Guild in Ashenhold produces newspapers for the world. They print something and then use magic to photocopy it. Just duplicate item 1,000 times or whatever.
Yeah.
So only the very wealthy, big organizations or churches and stuff like that will have these. So there are 2 bits of paper. One of them is an assortment of scribbles. We'll talk about these scribbles in a second. The second one is a letter, which reads, I've got it all written down. I can make this public so you guys can read it.
So all this is in common?
Yep, it's in common.
Okay, so probably not the goblins who made it.
Yeah. The note, the note is signed. You know who made it, but I'll talk about that in a second.
Oh, okay.
The note, I'm just putting this all in all of your journals on Roll20 so you can read it yourselves. It'll be in a section called handouts right at the bottom. Notes printed in common. The other bit of paper is crude scribbles. It's not printed. And it has a couple of goblin words around the side. So, okay. The note reads, "Firstly, dear, it has been far too long. You promised us that you'd keep in touch. The husband and I are fine, of course. He just returned from a business trip in Ashenhold, and I am pleased to say that we are in business. You and your family will have the mountains, my friends. All we need is for you to fulfill your side of the bargain. A living blue has been unearthed recently, and it would be super of you if you could grab that for us. A young rat folk lady, wonderful woman, our paths have crossed a couple of times. Anyway, she will be carrying the stone towards Marin's Eve. All you need to do is grab it by any means necessary. You already have a map to the temple and instructions what to do with it once you're there. We would like a full report once you're finished in there. Please come by the estate when you're done. We'll have a nice cup of tea and you can tell us all about your adventures in the desert. Looking forward to seeing you again, dearie. Give love to our family. Give love to the family. Kisses, Gertrude and Mayhew."
Okay, cool.
Okay, so first things first. The letter has an insignia stamped on the bottom. That you will definitely recognize. It was on the weaponry that the goblin had. Second of all, who recognizes the name Mayhew, other than the player who's not here?
I think it's me.
Nope.
No,
all of
that's
you.
fine then. All right.
All of you.
Man, it's been a while.
Right, guys, I'm just going to tell you what to do here. If you guys go onto your journal and you load up the characters section, you can all see each other's characters, can't you?
No.
Oh.
And you know, you should be able to do that.
I can see my character.
Oh my god, I've not put. I've got this far in that the other players' characters have not been in the journal. I'm just going to change that now.
Yeah.
And just take a
There you
look
go.
at the first one that I publish.
Yeah. I can see that.
Who's that?
Mm-hmm. That would be like Craig.
Yep, that's Craig's character.
Also, that gives us all their backstory, so don't know if
No,
you...
that's why they weren't published.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Just look at their names. You
Yeah,
do
that's
know
fine.
each other's full name that you gave. So, yeah, Mayhew is Junior's last name.
There we go.
There will
Okay.
probably be dialogue here, but unfortunately, the character who plays Junior is not here.
He's
That's
just
okay.
he's staying quiet. He's keeping it to himself, which now I'll talk about it later.
The second he said, "I'm off," I'm like, "Shit, come on, Craig, I need you for like 5 more minutes, man."
Are we all just gonna like pretend that we forgot his name?
Yeah, just
Okay,
like
that's what we're gonna
halfway
do.
through, the boss fight of this session, you'll all be like, "Wait a minute!" Just like, "Stop, monster! Stop! Stop!" What?
monster.
What?
Okay, so let's go on to the other bit of paper. What have we like? I'd say maybe a praise would probably be best just to figure out what it is, you know.
Okay.
Because it's just kind of it's very crude scribbles. So right now, it's a work of art. Mwah. You want that framed on your wall, Jacques?
I roll Craig.
Craig is doing it right now. Praise. He does not have a praise.
You can do it untrained.
Don't believe you can. It's start. Oh no, start in the wrong place. Okay. Praise. You're gonna have to fight. You're gonna have to fight Junior for getting it framed in your wall. Dorhim, it's up. Okay.
Dorhim wants
I
it the
know
most.
exactly what this is. This is some ancient writing from. I don't know. It must be from the elves. Yeah. It's just it's just instructions on how to best put a saddle on a horse. It's very good.
Okay.
We should keep it with us.
That sounds about right. Yep.
Yeah. Like it's like the second Dorhim like takes the paper and says that so convinced and so confidently, like that you're all like, yeah, we all knew that. Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, you all think that this bit of paper is instructions on how to mount a horse in Elven.
Great. So do I?
God,
if we
he
can get this
didn't know that.
translated- If we can get this translated, we all get ride, yeah?
If you get this translated, you all feel like morons. Okay.
Well, none of us have rides. So that's our motivation.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, that's all you get from this camp. What's up next, guys?
I suppose we make our way to the oasis.
Cool.
Mhm.
Start.
Oh,
the
we didn't
hike-
see any of those hyenas around here, did we?
No.
Oh,
The way that these sort of animals will be tamed, it's really inverted commas. Like they're aggressive. They're an aggressive species. They will yield to something more aggressive than them. The goblins
Have they
are
not met Dorhim?
if I find one, I can get it.
Surely they've met Dorhim.
Yeah, but the problem is the second that that aggressive thing is gone, like the goblins died, they're just like yipes and out. So they're gone.
Okay.
I'll keep an eye out for them as we wander, though.
Yeah, no problem. Dorhim, you are the right size to ride one. The rest of the party are too big.
Oh, damn it. Well, I'm not keeping an eye out if they're too small for me to ride.
I'll
Yeah.
keep an eye out then.
But one, you don't have ride, and two,
Yes, I
you
do.
not have handle animal, do you?
I have ride.
Yeah, but Dorhim doesn't.
And
He's
I
the
also
one who-
have handle animal.
Yes, but
Handle
Dorhim doesn't.
animal
And
can be
he's
used untrained.
true.
But I don't have ride. You're correct.
Raid can also be used.
Can it? Got a star on it.
The
Ride
raid-
cannot be used.
Got a star in the
untrained.
right place. Can be used untrained, but
Yeah, ride
handle
cannot be
animal
used
can.
untrained.
Okay.
So we're gonna just start the trek over to the oasis. Again, it's a pretty safe journey. Just hot, uncomfortable. You know, sand gets everywhere in your eyes and your mouth. Not a pleasant journey. But eventually, you find like an oasis. It's like the only scenery for miles. So you're like, this is probably the right place. So yeah, it's like your picture. It's like your the oases you get in like cartoons where it's like a large pool of blue water, a little bit of grass around the edges, and 2 palm trees.
Yeah.
It is exactly that.
Very suspicious of this oasis.
Yeah.
Did we
There
see
is.
anything there?
Nothing there except 2 palm trees and a bunch of grass and some water.
Is it mirage?
I'm going
How are
to
you
roll a perception and see whether that is what we see.
Okay. You look over, and that is definitely there. It's not a mirage. However, something seems off. You can't quite put your finger on it, but like as you look into like the area, like you can tell it's definitely there, but there's something weird about it.
I tried knowledge arcane.
Did you? No,
Yeah. Just that.
magical. There's something magical here.
Okay, cool.
Have I used
You
my
can't-
spellcraft to try and identify it?
Okay. Okay. Give me a sec. I can't remember if I gave this a DC check or not.
I'm not helping.
Okay. I did, and it was 16. Okay, so you can't quite figure out exactly what the enchantment is. However, like we're gonna say that Jacques with his 2 rolls was kind of like there's magic here, and you kind of like you like point to the lake. You figure out it's the water. It's wrong. Blight, when you approach the water, there's no reflection in it. That's what you missed. That's what was missing.
Dun dun dun. That or I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean,
there's
no,
no
I'm not.
reflection. It's magical. Definitely, 100%. There is no vampires.
Do we have reflections? We
No
check?
one has reflection. Nothing reflects this water.
If we hit the water, does if we put our hand in
I'm gonna
it, is
no,
it
no, no,
actually
no.
there?
Throw a stone.
Or is
Throw a
it-
stone. Don't put your hand in it.
I'm afraid that Dorhim did request to put his hand in first.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
you reach into the water, and as you touch the water, it feels like you're being pulled in, and Dorhim vanishes. Like not vanishes, but like you see him like just go right into the pool of water.
Oh.
I'll explain what you see once the rest of the party decided what they do.
Well,
Okay, now.
let's just not bother.
I saw no gnome.
Don't know where that leads. Okay, you know what? We'll lower you in head first. Now hold on to your ankles.
You've got rope, have you not?
I had rope.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't know if the rope's still a thing anymore.
Have we got
Your rope
paper?
is fine. Don't worry about it.
Have we got paper?
Got plenty.
Do we have a periscope? We can just put in.
I was gonna fire an arrow through and then like with a
That's what
pen-
we're not gonna do.
with a note
Morph.
attached for him to say throw the rope back,
Right.
and then we can just leave.
I no, I have a rope. I have a rope
Okay.
and a tent.
I mean, one of those 2 things is useful in this
So-
situation.
I'll tie. I'll say
Yeah.
tie me to this chair, pulling out my chair.
What? I was gonna say one of the trees would be more stable.
No. Tie me to this chair and
Okay.
lower me down just in case there's nothing beneath me when we go through, and then I've got something comfortable to sit on.
Okay. Sure. We'll do that. I'll
Yeah.
tie him to his chair. And I'll tie the other end of the rope to a tree.
Okay.
And we're just gonna push him
Right.
into the
Okay.
water on his chair.
Let's do this from Dorhim's perspective. Dorhim, you are standing perfectly fine at the bottom of like a large shaft, like coming from above. You were like, it was a bit weird. You fell down, but like pretty much it's a long fall, that slowed like weirdly when you like landed. So you landed safely. You're like, what happened? What happened? And all of a sudden, Blight flies in from above, tied to a chair, and like lowers down. And yeah, you're just standing there totally fine. What do you think?
Well, I would just ignore Blight and then start to look around.
Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna just keep tugging on the rope.
How dark is it?
I'll explain that in just a second, because I don't have my descriptive up. But pretty much, did you guys come up with like a code or whatever, like a number of tugs, like
No,
3 tugs if it's
come on.
No, we never discussed that. I'm just tugging. I'm just swallowing.
And I'm sitting there in the chair going,
Okay. Yeah, but you experience the same thing, Blight. So as you fall at a regular speed until maybe like 5 feet from the floor, at which point like it feels like
Wait, can I try something?
What?
They're all strength to you, like using like a yo-yo.
That
12.
I mean, no. You can try you uncomfortably pull on Blight, but nothing happens. By the way, actually, I just need to do something of my own.
oh man, I would
here.
feel that. I feel like
Because
I've
you're
got
not
to
pulling
check
this rope by
up.
yourself.
Too.
You wouldn't be able to hold this rope by yourself.
Big's also there.
Well, it's tied to a tree, and Craig is also there.
Yeah, that you're tied to a tree and you're both holding it, just because otherwise Junior's not doing anything and we'll miss him.
The cactus. What do we care about?
So, is it dark where we are?
Right. I did actually get my descriptive up again. That's the wrong quest. That's another week. That one. Come on, load. Where'd it go? I hate Roll20 sometimes because it pops up windows behind other windows. So I have something else occasionally just like I lose it. Okay.
So, is it dark? Or low light?
You are in. It is low light for sure.
Oh,
So,
okay. That's fine. Then.
You're in a large hexagonal room. The only light is coming from above. But of importance, you've landed next to a large statue. The statue is actually it's a stone statue that's remarkably well preserved. Like it's got like kind of ancientness to it. It's probably been here a while. And it's a man like looking at himself in a hand mirror. Okay, but yeah, everything is totally safe.
Just an idea. I would like to get my sword out, and then very gently like cut the edge of my finger, and then drop some blood on the statue. Just as an idea.
You bleed on the statue.
So it's not the same type of statue as previously, where it's not the same kind of blood to make things activate.
Which statue was that?
In the pie.
That was the locket, not the statue.
But I was just saying if it's the same kind of, if the civilization had decided, hey, lockets are activated by blood, maybe statues are activated by blood,
Just are you going to bleed on everything to see if it turns on?
Yes.
If it's ancient and weird looking,
some things are turned on by blood. I'll tell you that much.
the lady in Olar, for example. Yeah, like it's a case of back in the later on when you're back at your inn, someone's like, Dorhim, could you light some candles? And you're just like, sure, cut.
Bleed.
Okay. Blight, you're still tied to a chair, but you see the same thing.
I'm gonna just look at Dorhim like really odd, like as if internally going, what a waste of blood.
Yeah, you just cut your finger and stroke a statue.
Tied to a chair, there's blood. There
is right, let's just talk about this room a little more because
any exits?
Yes. Okay, so it's a hexagonal room. Embedded in the southern wall is a large, intricate stone stone archway, even not statuary. That's not a word. Shut up. And there are 2 very large stone doors in this archway. Now, on the other side, what's that face, Dorhim?
No, I'm just wondering whether blood would be the answer to those, or just
bleed.
I really
On the other 3 walls, there is on the other like hexagonal southern wall. On the 3 northern sides, there are 3 long dark corridors. There's no light down there. You can see a little bit further into there, but you can't see all the way down them, even with your low light and no light visions.
So there's like 3 corridors with no light, and then there's the big stone door.
Yes.
Okay.
From behind the large stone door, you can hear banging. You can hear like noises like clanging, banging. You can hear movement behind there.
Hot.
I'm gonna start yanking on the rope.
You're tied to the chair.
You're tied to a chair.
Yeah, you tied my body to the chair, so I
Yeah,
don't
you
come
probably
out.
do have your arms. Okay. So after a while, the rope starts tugging back. Jacques and Junior.
Oh.
What do you say to Junior?
Oh, he's clearly in distress.
Junior suggests like that one of us should go down to see if he's okay.
Now pull him back up.
Okay, start pulling. Dorhim, you watch the chair starts to rise away. After a moment, you do manage to pull Blight back up.
Are you okay? Is he dead? He's dead, isn't he?
Yep, let's just leave him.
Okay. So we go and get the loot back from that camp.
Dorhim, don't do the adventure today, buddy. Just me and
Oh
you.
yeah, this will be fun. Solo adventure.
No. Might say something.
Except I'd like Junior to come as well, if that's all right.
Junior jumps down the hole, just like whee! No, I can't do that. But, like, I can make Junior jump down the hole. I can, but I'm not going to.
No, we have to. This is all on Blight now.
All I saw when I went through was this gnome and some blood and a statue.
No.
You saw him totally okay, Blight, and you know it.
No. Is that our gnome?
Maybe. Do we know any other gnomes?
Shit. Can we do like a roll knowledge local on that?
You know other gnomes.
I think we'd already established most people around here were a little racist towards gnomes.
Okay, so
No,
I think we've only got one course of action, and that is that all 3 of us tie ourselves to the chair, and we just sort of like tied onto it, just to edge our way closer to the.
Yes, we should use
Till we
the
get
chair
there.
as.
Junior is in agreement.
Wait, was that Junior agrees?
Yes.
Right, well let's do that then.
Let's do it. Yeah.
No.
I see no other way forward.
Okay.
That's
So,
why the chair
Dorhim-
saved me.
For the sake of entertainment value, you're investigating this room. You're looking around a bit. First of all, like now you've got a little more time to wander around. You see that there's footprints in the sand. They are going like the sand that lines the floor, which I didn't mention, of course. It does seem to go everywhere. Like it's more than one set of footprints, and they've walked around. Smaller than human for sure. But you can't figure out what they are.
So, are they goblin? Can I figure that out, or
Give me a roll on
well,
something.
what would I roll for that?
I don't know.
Appraise.
You're not appraising the footprints.
Sense
I
motive.
have no idea.
Just give me a general intelligence check.
Sense motive on the footprint.
Okay.
Dangerous.
Because it's about It's about remembering what you've seen.
No, I have no idea.
They're not human. They're smaller than human.
Okay.
Children.
Yes, children. You find an underground civilization of children.
Think how
Yeah,
much
that's-
experience
It's
that
all
is.
free.
So, I'd like to light a torch and
Yep.
just place it at the entrance to one of these 3 dark corridors.
Okay.
And
Well,
then I'd like to sneak
I would
down.
like to just. You can
possible.
definitely do that in a second, but like
Okay.
I'll say you start unpacking your pet to get torch and tinder out.
Okay.
At which point, 3 morons tied to a chair fall down the hole. The chair's still tied to the tree, so they don't quite reach the ground.
We're a Christmas ornament.
What would you like to do, Dorhim?
I'd like to continue, get my torch ready. I'm going to go. My essential plan is I'm going to sneak down the corridor and then they can follow with the torch.
Cool.
Okay.
Right.
How are they getting untied from the chair?
Blight, we got you off this chair.
They didn't say they tied themselves to the chair. But I would suggest that perhaps
themselves.
Junior shoots the rope.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
How else are we gonna get out? Our hand. We tied
I
our
don't
hands
know.
this time.
I mean, I can't think. I don't have any cutting implements or
No,
anything like that.
we tied our hands in this time.
I'm not wasting one of Junior's
Okay,
bullets.
I'll chuck my shield up. Now, I suppose I got the ability to throw it. I'll chuck it up and try and break the rope with it.
Okay, give me an
It's
attack
like,
roll in that
it's
shield.
like a puzzle in a Zelda game.
Okay.
You have to understand that. What? Okay. Now.
No, sorry, Luke. What do we
Give
have
me
to
a roll on a
understand here?
D3. Give me a 1d3 check.
1d3.
Yep. Bang off one of our heads.
Gonna hit one of the party. Like
Please
they've
hit
tied
Junior.
themselves to one chair. There's no like.
That hits 2.
Luke,
Yep.
Who's 2?
that's Junior. No, it's Junior. We all know it was
It's
Junior.
Junior.
It's like
Can Junior do a dexterity roll to see if he can like get in the way and sacrifice himself for his teammate?
Nope. he is not.
fuck
He is
you.
not feeling
Are you-
inclined to help.
Are you not gonna command them to, Jack?
I said within
no,
reason, guys.
I can only forbid action. Stop not getting hit.
Okay, Blight, you take 5 damage as Dorhim's shield whacks off of you, but it does hit with such a force that it like weakens the rope, so a little bit of struggling, and you guys break free and flop onto the ground.
That's a lot of damage he took, really.
I think you did max damage, didn't you?
Yeah.
Get a strong old shield, buddy.
1d6 minus 1. So
Yes.
yeah, max damage. Okay.
Well,
I'd
least
also
we-
like to obviously go and pick up my shield again before I go and do any sneaking.
Oh wait. Do we fall to the ground by the time he picks up his when he picks up his shield?
No, you'll land and then he'll wander over and pick up the shield.
So, see when we land. Can I quickly grab the shield? And go, mine.
I
I
mean,
didn't realize PvP was starting so early. this
give me
week.
a reflex check on that one, Chris, because you don't realize, like, you fall, and then you have to, like you fall into sand, there's going to be sand in your eyes, and then you'll have to, like, go, where's that shield? Mine now? You didn't see where it lands, so...
Okay.
Yeah, you have the shield.
You'll give me the shield back.
No, not when you just fucking hit me in the face with it.
You'll give me
Roll
the shield
ribs.
back, and I'll tell everybody that thing you don't want people to know.
What figure you on about?
Exactly.
Guys, what did we say last time we all started fighting?
Can I intimidate him?
Go for it. Give me an intimidate check.
What do I roll to remind everyone about the bonds of our friendship?
So, some sort of save, or
Yeah,
Is that
you
what
can
it
do a
is?
willpower save on that one, Chris. Okay, yeah, like Dorhim just looks at you like in a terrifying manner, and you see what this fucker can do. You do feel compelled to give him his shield back.
I'll throw it back at him,
Okay,
even though it's not
give me
far
that-
from his hands.
What's the attack roll for a throw shield? Dorhim has frozen in a terrifying expression for me. That is so scary. Worst intimidate check.
That's that's a seduction check. Just imagine that face, but he's also just rubbing his knees.
Refresh. You're frozen, and it's scaring me. Give me a second. I'll go into his character sheet and give you the roll, buddy. Doreen, that's so bad. That is the worst face you could have frozen in. He's still not come back.
I'm print screening.
There he goes. That was so scary.
I'm opening fireworks.
Baby, you're fun. Right. Where's Throne Shield? It is. It's a D20 with your strength modifier.
Oh,
Yeah, you're probably not gonna hit.
so 0 modifier. Okay.
You can do it. Maybe
What'd you get? Yeah, okay. Your shield kind of flops in the sand next to Dorhim. Now, given that we're missing two
Dorhim's shield flops in the sand.
Yeah, good point. Okay, so given the fact that Dorhim seems to have seems to be having connection issues, we'll take our first break there. It's been a perfect hour, so we'll be back in 5:10.
Nice.